Hi everybody, I'm Myra. I was really looking forward to subbing yoga today, and since that's not happening, I'm bringing you yoga from my basement. So please ignore the sounds of children's feet thumping, voices probably yelling at each other. You might know what I'm talking about if you're home with your kids also. So I'm not doing this live, I'm just recording it to have here whenever you want to come back to it, whenever you have a second. This is a really fun flow. We've got some hip opening stuff, some hamstring stuff, and just general, forget about the fact that you're stuck at home stuff. So if you want some music to go along with this, I recommend Pandora's piano music station. It's easy, or you could do anything you want. There's lots of yoga music, or you can do your favorite playlist, it doesn't matter. This flow is fun, it's gonna keep us moving. It's not gonna be super long, definitely under an hour. But yeah, if you have a yoga block, feel free to grab it. If you want a blanket or a towel, there are a couple different spots for that where our knee is down. It might help to have something. Otherwise, you can have a yoga mat. You don't even have to have that. So here we go. We're gonna start off in easy seated pose. Easy seated pose just means crisscross legs. If this hurts, you can bring your bottom leg out in front. But we're gonna lift up, so bring your fingertips back behind you, lift your bottom up, kind of move it around a little bit, and then sit it back down nice and slow so that you're on your sit bones. Got a little bit of clover from yesterday stuck to my foot, so here we go. All right, rest your hands on your knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Long exhale through your mouth. And we'll do that a few more times. Take it nice and slow. Deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through your mouth. And I'll just keep talking and you keep breathing. So you can have your eyes open or closed. You can have your palms up or down. But you're just going to try and settle in and down. Let go of anything you were doing before this. With each exhale, try and soften a different part of your body. Maybe your shoulders. Maybe release your jaw. Release your tongue from the back of your teeth. Deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. If you need to return to this type of breathing at any point throughout the day, sometimes it can help to do an even count, a count of 4, and visualize a square or a block of some kind where you move on the inhale to a count of 4 up one side of the block. Hover at the top of that inhale across the top of the block. Exhale down the other side of the block. And then hover your exhale along the bottom. Inhale, move up the block. Hover without holding your breath for 4 as you move across the top of the block. Exhale down the other side of the block. Then hover your exhale for another count of 4. When you're ready, you can let your eyes open if they were closed. Again, palms can be up or down. We're going to start with some side bends. So as you inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Exhale your left arm down, right arm reaches. You can press the mat away with your left hand. We're going to stay here. Tendency is going to be for that top shoulder to want to roll down, so try and open the chest, really feel the stretch along the right side of your body. Reach long with your fingertips. Inhale and exhale, keep your jaw soft here. On your next inhale, we'll reach both arms up. And exhale the right arm down. Press the mat away. Reach with your left fingertips. And again, if that top shoulder rolls forward, just pull it back. You can even bring your gaze up to the ceiling. Sometimes that helps. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, we'll make this a little bit more fluid. So inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left arm down. Press the mat away, reach. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm down. Really reach far with the left fingertips as you press your left side of your body away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, one more time each side. Squeeze the air out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, last side. Inhale, reach up. This time we're going to take it to a twist. So as you exhale, bring your right hand outside of your left thigh. I'm going to turn this way so you can hear me, but you're going to want your gaze to go over your left shoulder. So as you inhale, you can come out of the twist just a little bit, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, squeeze the air out and retwist. You can use your right hand as a little bit of traction on your thigh, but try and initiate the twist from your midsection, from your core. And on your next inhale, we'll bring both arms up. Exhale, twist left hand outside of right thigh. And same thing here. Inhale to lengthen, come out just a smidge. Exhale, retwist. On your next inhale, reach up. And we'll do the same thing where we make this a little more fluid. Exhale, twist to the left. Gaze comes back behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder. We'll do one more time each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, keep the long spine, hinge at the hips, and reach forward with your hands. So the fingertips are going to come down to the floor, and then you can just walk them forward. So turn to the sides. You can see this a little bit better. Nice long spine. Walk the fingertips forward. This is a stretch for the hips, so you don't need to bring your back into it. If you want to make it a little bit more restorative, you can let your back round and just fold over your legs. Your next inhale will walk the hands up. Lean back just a little bit, straighten the legs, and then switch the order of the legs. So whichever one was in front or on the bottom, swap the order of those. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, reach forward. Bring your fingertips down. If you stayed long last time, stay long now. If you rounded last time, feel free to round now. Next inhale will lift the chest. You can reach up with the arms if you want, and as you exhale, bring the hands down, rock over the ankles, and we'll come into a tabletop position. So in tabletop, you're gonna want your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your wrists, fingers are spread wide on the mat. Press down through the tops of your feet, and as you exhale, press the mat away, round your spine, drop your tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your chest forward between your arms. Exhale to round, drop the tailbone, try and bring the rounding. Keep moving as you breathe, as I talk. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the shoulders back away from the ears, exhale, round. Try and bring the rounding into your upper and your lower back. It's easier to bring the rounding into the upper. You have to be more aware of it to bring it into the lower, but try and just bring a little bit more. Maybe hovering like we did with the square breathing, hovering at the top and the bottoms of your inhales and your exhales. And then turn your fingers to face other directions. So maybe turn your fingers out as you round. Inhale and exhale, and maybe turn your fingers back towards you. Exhale, round. Feel the stretch in different parts of your arms. Feel what it's like to put weight into your hands in different areas. Inhale and exhale, and then come back to center. You're gonna walk your hands a little bit forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes, spread your fingers wide, lift your knees, and then exhale, downward facing dog. And then, as always in down dog, any movement that feels good, you can pedal out the feet. You can do one at a time or both together. Inhale and exhale. So fingers are spread wide. Take a look at your wrists, and if you feel like there's a deep crease in your wrist crease, that means you're too far forward, so press your hips back. And if you need to take a bend in your knees to do that, feel free. Keep pedaling, and then we're gonna make this a little bit more fluid. So bring your feet a little bit wider. As you inhale, come up on your tiptoes. As you exhale, drop the knees towards the mat, sink your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the heels. So again, inhale high on the tiptoes. Exhale, drop the knees, drop the hips towards the heels. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, heels down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, drop your knees and hips. Inhale, hips high. exhale, heels down. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, drop knees and hips. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, lower your heels. And then take a couple bit more movements here. As you inhale, next we're gonna roll out to a high plank. We're gonna lower all the way down. So you can do this from a high plank or you can come to knees first. We've got lots of options today. Untuck your toes, lower all the way down. We're gonna start with a shoulder opener. So start with your right hand stretched out away from your body, perpendicular to your body. Take your left hand, press the mat away and roll over the front of your right shoulder. You can draw your knees up here, or you can keep your bottom leg straight, bend your top leg, lower your left foot behind your right leg. Inhale to roll back through center. Extend your left hand out away from you in a T shape. Press the mat away with your right hand and roll over the top of your left shoulder. So you might be able to see this a little bit better on this side. You can bring your knees up in front. This is more of a restorative variation to this posture. Or you can keep that left leg long, bend your right leg, put it back behind the left. And if you do that, you can open your hips a little bit more towards the ceiling, and that'll deepen the stretch on the front of your left shoulder. We're gonna roll back through center. I'm gonna switch around to show you the other way, but you're just gonna roll back to your right side. So we're gonna start on our right side, and we're gonna start with something called Anantasana. So head comes into your hand. Lift your head then and turn it to look up at the ceiling. So the back of your head is resting in your hand, your elbow is bent on the right side. Bend your left knee in, reach down with your peace fingers, your first two fingers, grab that left big toe, and then stretch the left leg up away from you. So this looks pretty straightforward. The thing with this posture is it's about balance. So your left hip probably is sinking back right now. If you bring your left hip to try to stack over your right, you'll feel this challenging your balance. So you can take this anywhere you want right now. If you're just hanging out today, just trying to chill, keep that left knee bent. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, straighten the left leg, root down through the pinky toe side of your right foot. Keep that top hip rolling forward, but the foot pulling back. So trying to stack the hips, trying to challenge your balance. Good. Bend the left knee in, lower it down. You're gonna roll over to your left side. I'm gonna switch sides so I'm facing you. And we're gonna do the same thing this side. So your head is in the back of your hand. The back of your head is in your hand. You're gonna bend into the right knee, grab your right big toe, lengthen your right leg up, and again, you can stay right here. If your hamstrings are really flexible, you can pull that right leg towards you. You can stack your right hip over the left and root down through the outside of your left pinky toe. And take a few breaths here. Soften your right shoulder down away from your ear. Gaze is up at the ceiling. And then bend into your right knee. Lengthen it out along your left. We're gonna roll one more time to each side. I'm gonna flip, you're just gonna roll. We're gonna do one more posture here. It's called cat chasing its tail. So this time your right arm is lengthened out long. Cutting it off here in the video. But your right arm is lengthened out long, and then your head rests on your bicep or your shoulder. You're gonna bend here through your bottom leg, that's your right leg. Reach back with your left hand, grab the top of your right foot. If it doesn't reach, that's completely fine, just keep the right leg bent. So this is a quad stretch, and if you wanna add a little bit more, you're bringing the left leg up in front. So this is going to hit your IT band on the left side, your outer hip. And then from here, if you wanna add a little bit more, you're bringing that right arm in that same T shape from your body that we had before, so straight out from your shoulder, and then you're opening your chest towards the ceiling. So this is going to add a stretch to your spine. You're keeping the stretch in your outer hip of the left side, and then your quad on the right side. Inhale and exhale, gaze can be up at the ceiling. And then let your left leg slide back down. Release your right leg, roll to your front, and then you're gonna roll all the way to your left side. I'm going to switch. You should have your head at the same side of the mat the whole time. It's just me who's spazzy right now. So we're gonna start with the left arm lengthened out, and your left side of your head resting on your bicep. Bend through the left leg, reach back with your right hand, grab the top of your left foot, and settle in. Feel free to make any adjustments you need to be able to grab that foot. And then if you want, top leg can slide in front. And then to add the twist for a little bit more, your left arm is gonna come out, straight out from your shoulder. Again, you see me kind of lifting and lowering to get unstuck from the mat so that I can open my chest up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And if you feel yourself tensing anywhere else, your jaw, your shoulders, if you're hunching anywhere, try and release and settle into the stretch. Inhale and exhale. And then release your bottom leg, slide your top leg back. We're rolling back through center. This time we're gonna come all the way up, so tuck your hands next to your sides, tuck your elbows in, press up. You can go to knees first, or you can just go directly to high plank. And then exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Inhale and exhale, any movement that feels good. And then bring your gaze up between your hands, step or hop your feet to the top of the mat, and exhale into a forward fold. So you notice my hips shifted back. Try and bring your hips forward over your heels. And as you exhale, soften the upper body. You can hold opposite elbows here and just let the upper body hang. You can settle your fists into opposite elbow creases, however you're comfortable. Release through your neck, through your upper back, your lower back, and just let your upper body be dead weight. As you exhale, pull your belly away from your thighs. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, and then we're gonna get moving through some sun salutations. So on your next inhale, bend through both knees, reach all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into your shins or the floor. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank. And then if you want here, you can lower to knees, or you can just lower straight down, all the way down. Untuck the toes, press through the palms, lift up cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, inhale. Exhale, press up, plank or low plank to downward facing dog. Bring your gaze, pedal the heels, and then bring your gaze to the top of the mat. Step or hop your feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Exhale, bend your knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, go straight back down to a forward fold, nice and slow. Press into your shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your hands, step the feet back, high plank. You can go straight to down dog here, or you can shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower to the bottom of a push-up. Untuck onto the tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you can do any variation you want there. You can lower to your knees, lower all the way down and do cobra like we did first. You can move through a vinyasa, through chaturanga like we just did. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Or you can just move straight back to downward facing dog. This is where we end up meeting, so however you want to get there. Bring your gaze to the top of the mat. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands. This time we're gonna slide the right foot to the back of the mat. So you're gonna be in a high runner's lunge. And from here, if you want, if you have that blanket or the towel, you can bring that under your right knee. It just adds a little extra padding. We're gonna be rolling over the right knee a couple of times for a half split. So this just kind of adds some extra padding to that. So your hands are on either side of your left leg, chest is lifted. Inhale, lift the chest a little bit higher, and then as you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the left leg, half split, and you can let your upper body release down over your left leg. You can keep the chest lifted. If your chest is lifted, you can play around with shifting the hips side to side and just feel how it hits your hamstrings differently. You can point and flex your foot to get some stretch in the top of the ankle. So just kind of play around with this. And then we'll make this a little bit more dynamic. So as you inhale, we're coming back to that low lunge. Watch how my right hip lowers, chest lifts. Exhale, shift back, half Hanuman, half split. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, shift back. We'll do one more. Inhale, roll forward. And then hold here. Exhale, lift up off the right knee. Inhale, slide the left leg back. You can leave it hovering if you want a little bit more of a challenge. And exhale, lower to a one-leg chaturanga. And then top of the left foot, top of the right foot. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So step your right foot to the top of the mat, lower down to your left knee. So we've got this low lunge on the other side. Settle in here, press forward with your right shin and make sure that right knee is stacked over your right ankle. We don't want it forward, that puts strain on the knee. Staying here, lifting the chest with an inhale. As you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the right leg, and again, chest stays lifted, or you can fold. You can play around with hip position. You can point and flex the right foot, wherever you want to be here. And then when you're ready, we'll add dynamic movement to this. So inhale, roll forward, lift the chest, press the right shin forward. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the right leg, fold if you want. Inhale to roll forward. Exhale to shift back. One more, inhale forward. Exhale, lift up off the left knee. Inhale, slide your right foot to the back of the mat, hover it if you want. Exhale, lower down. Top of the right foot, top of the left foot. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Pedal the feet. Bring your gaze to the top of the mat. Step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Nice and slow. Flat back as long as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Plant your hands. Keep your right foot where it is. Slide your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee. Again, that blanket or towel can be there, or you can just be on the mat. This time we're going to walk your hands up to the front thigh, to your right thigh. You can stay right here. You can inhale to reach the arms up. You can bring hands to heart center and exhale into a twist where your left elbow comes outside of your right thigh. So a couple things to look for here. Your left elbow is going to want to push your right knee in. Don't let that happen. Push your right knee into your elbow. Lots of different lines of tension here, which helps us get the posture that we want. So pushing your right knee into your left elbow helps to then put that pressure on the left elbow and turn your chest more towards your thumbs. Gaze can come up towards the ceiling if your balance can handle it. You see me nice and shaky. You can keep it straight ahead, anywhere you want to take it here. And if you want, you can tuck the left toes, come up off the left knee, stay in the twist here, firm up through your left hamstring, press back through the left heel, straight and strong, rolling open across the front of the chest. Inhale and exhale, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. This is a lot of work. Almost done. And then turn back towards center, lower your hands, You can move straight to down dog, or you can inhale that right leg back, leave it hovering. Exhale, chaturanga, top of the right foot, top of the left foot. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Stay where you are in down dog. I'm going to flip so that I can talk a little bit better towards the camera. And when you're ready, you're going to inhale and step the left foot to the top of the mat. Lower your right knee down. Walk your hands up to your left thigh. Check that everything's in line. Left knee over left ankle. You can stay right here through the whole thing. You can inhale your arms up and stay here. You can inhale and then exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of left thigh this time. Left knee presses into the right elbow, which then helps you turn your chest towards your thumbs. Gaze can come up or stay at center, or even be down if you want. Tuck your right toes if you want a little bit more. Come up straight and strong off the right knee. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Squeeze firm up through your core to deepen the twist. One more breath. Whoop. And then inhale through center. Lower the hands. Exhale. Inhale, slide the left leg back. Hover it if you want. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Top of the left foot, top of the right foot. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Stay here for a couple rounds of breath. I'm going to move around. You can remove your blanket if you had it on your mat. Inhale and exhale. Bring your gaze to the top of the mat. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Nice deep hamstring stretch here. Settling in for a couple of rounds. As you exhale, pull your belly away from your thighs. And you'll feel that maybe bring the crown of your head a little bit closer towards the floor. When you're ready, bend through both knees. We're going to inhale, reach up nice and long with the spine. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your big toes to touch. Heels stay separated to make room for the ankles. And you're going to bend into your knees, sit back into your heels, reach the arms forward for chair pose. So you can stay with arms reaching forward. You can bring your arms up as long as your shoulders allow, and then pull the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to add a little bit of flow to this. So as you exhale, your low ribs come to your thighs, your arms reach back. This is power chair. As you inhale, you can come back up into regular chair, or you can come all the way up to give the legs a break. And then as you exhale, sink back into that power chair. Inhale, chair or standing. Exhale, power chair, and then add the tiptoes at the bottom for drinking bird. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep the arms back, palms down. Tiptoes for drinking bird. Inhale, reach up. I think this pose is adorable. One more. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, reach up, all the way to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Hang out here for a couple of breaths. Pedal the heels. Give the legs a break. And then when you're ready, bend into both knees. Slide your right foot to the back of the mat. Wiggle it into position so your left knee is over your left ankle. Walk the hands up to the front thigh. Lift both arms, high lunge. So in high lunge, we're going to turn the pinkies towards each other. And you'll notice, you can kind of go back and forth, and notice how when the pinkies spin inward, it makes a little bit more room in your shoulders. So softening the shoulders away from the ears, staying in that high lunge. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Straighten the left leg, spin your right heel down, turn towards the right long edge of your mat. Your left heel intersects with the arch of your right foot. Bring your right hand to your right hip, left arm extends in front. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, reach forward with the left hand and then down. So this is a spot, if you like a block and triangle, you can have a block inside your left foot. Your left hand can come to your left shin, or it can be on the floor. And once you're down, we're gonna open the chest to the ceiling. Gaze can come up or stay straight forward, and then right arm lifts. Inhale and exhale. If your left hand is on your left shin, push your shin into your hand to soften the left knee. Good. Bring your gaze down to the top of the mat. Bend into your left knee. You might need to slide your right foot back a little bit, and then bring your right arm up alongside your ear for side angle. And if you don't want your hand all the way down, as always in side angle, you can have forearm on thigh. And again, spin that pinky down towards the floor on the right hand and see if that makes more room in your shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And then you're gonna come all the way up to stand. Turn towards the top of your mat. Hop your right foot forward to shorten your stance to about 3 feet. So notice both of my feet are pointing as forward as they can be. There might be a little bit of an angle in your right foot, and they're hips distance apart. I'm not in a straight line. It's like I'm taking a step. So this will give you some more stability for pyramid pose. So as you inhale to lift the chest, exhale, hinge forward. Keep pulling that left hip back to keep your hips square. Maybe pause halfway down. Inhale. Exhale, let your body, your chest fold over your thigh. With each inhale and then each exhale, keep pulling that left hip back, shifting some weight back to your right leg. If you feel like everything is shifting forward, try and bring some weight into the right leg. Really soft bend in your left knee. Inhale and exhale. You can stay right here if you want to add a humble flamingo. This is another one of my favorites. You can turn the thumbs towards the top of the mat and then walk your hands back. You're gonna hop your right foot up, bend through the right knee. Put your weight into the fingertips of both hands and your left foot, and then bend the right knee, bring your heel towards your sit bones. This is humble flamingo. Give it a try, it's not as bad as it looks. And then lower back down, the right foot back down. Straighten the right leg back out, walk the hands forward, we're back into pyramid. You can lengthen your stance a little bit if you want, and we're going to add a twist here. So you can keep your right hand inside your left foot. For more of a challenge, you're bringing your right hand to the pinky toe side of your left foot. But as you inhale, we're reaching up with the left arm. Bring your gaze down, exhale, lower the left hand back down, bend into the left knee, step your right foot forward, exhale, forward fold. Inhale and exhale, bend into both knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, right back down to a forward fold, nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your big toes to touch, sink down into your heels, bend into your knees. Inhale, reach up. Chair pose. Exhale, power chair. Sweep the arms back. Inhale, you can either come all the way up to stand or come back through chair. Exhale, sweep back, shoulders away from the ears, palms down. Inhale, stand or chair. Exhale, add the tiptoes, drinking bird. Obviously, that's completely optional. Inhale, reach. Exhale, reach the fingertips back. One more inhale, and then exhale to a forward fold. Inhale and exhale, bend both knees, slide your left foot to the back of the mat. Get your stance first, right knee over the right ankle, walk your hands up to that front thigh, and when you're ready, high lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the hips, straighten through the right leg, spin the left heel down, and your right heel, I'm going to turn. You guys stay where you are. Your right heel is going to intersect with your left arch of your left foot. Left hand is on your hip, right arm reaches, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, reach forward and down, left arm lifts. So the tendency in pyramid is that our upper body comes forward. So what you want to do is turn your chest towards the ceiling and then pull your head and shoulders back in line with your hips. So if you were up against a wall, your sit bones, the backs of your thighs, the backs of your ankles, your shoulders, the back of your head, everything would be pressed up against the wall and it would be on the same plane. Bring your gaze down to the top of the mat, bend into your right knee, maybe lengthen your stance, and we'll come into side angle. That right forearm can be on the right thigh. Inhale and exhale. Again, turning your chest open. Bring your gaze down to the top of the mat. Bring your left hand down. We're gonna straighten your right knee, sorry. I'm gonna spin back around one more time. We're gonna reset the feet for pyramid pose. So you can come all the way up if you want, or you can stay down and just come up into a halfway lift. Look at those feet hips distance apart. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Keep pulling back with that right hip. It's gonna wanna sneak forward. Just keep pulling it back as you exhale, which lets the chest come down a little bit closer to the thigh. You're aiming for your chin to head down towards your shin. So keeping the spine long as you fold. If you want to add that humble flamingo here, you're turning your thumbs towards the top of the mat, walking your hands back, fingertips towards the back of the mat, hop the left foot up, and then bend in through the left knee. Your weight is in your right foot and the fingertips of both hands. And then lower back down, walk your hands forward, come back to pyramid. To add the twist, left hand stays inside the right foot for a little bit more. It comes outside the right foot, and then you're twisting open with the right arm. I like to have my hand inside the right foot. It adds more stability. As you exhale, deepen your twist. Turn your chest more towards the side, towards your right side. Keep pulling the right hip back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn back towards the mat. Lower your right hand, bend through your right knee. Step your feet to the top of the mat. We're gonna do a couple different forward fold variations here. So exhale, lower down. Shake the head, yes and no. This helps release your neck. We're gonna start with Padangusthasana, so peace fingers around both big toes. Did this earlier, so lift your big toes. Slide your peace fingers under your big toes to tamp down. Inhale like you're trying to stand up. So you're pulling up with your chest, you'll feel your back flatten. And then as you exhale, pull your elbows out to the sides. And pull your ribs down your thighs as you exhale. Your bottom ribs are gonna come forward and then slide down. So with each exhale, you're pulling your bottom ribs down your thighs. And then inhale, come up, release. Flip your grip so that your palms are up, and then slide your hands, palms up under your feet. Lift your toes so that your toes come into your wrist creases, to touch your wrist creases. And then I like to bend my elbows straight back, but I have also seen elbows bent out to the side. So just kind of play around with what feels better for your wrists. And that same exhale to draw your ribs down your thighs. Lift your toes, release your grip. Bring your hands down to blocks or to the floor. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. So they'll be outside hips distance. Toes are gonna be out, heels are gonna be in. Sit back into your heels. You can bring your hands to your thighs if this is enough. If you wanna come into Malasana, you're lowering all the way down so that your elbows press into your thighs, hands come into prayer. So again, that traction, the opposing actions here of elbows pressing into thighs helps lift the chest so the center of the chest comes towards your thumbs. You can sway back and forth here. One of my favorite things to do in this posture is once you have it nice and firm where you're lengthening up out of the low back and you're getting your spine nice and long, is to do the opposite of that. So kind of let everything go, let the hips sink, let the hands lower, let your shoulders slump and your head droop. And when you do this, you might feel the hips release a little bit more, and that's what we're after. If you want, you can also add a twist here. So we'll come up, walk your left hand out to the side. You're gonna kind of dip through your left shoulder and then lift the right arm up, inhale, and exhale. Bring your gaze down, lower your right hand, and then slide or walk it out to the right side. Inhale, lift the left arm. Bring your gaze down, exhale the left hand down. Bring both hands to the mat, lift up in the hips, turn your toes forward, exhale, forward fold. I'm gonna turn back to the top of my mat where you are. And then we're gonna lift halfway, heel toe your feet in, slide your right foot to the back of the mat, and then walk your hands over to the long edge of your mat. Turn both feet to face the long edge. Bring your hands to your hips or to your waist, and then come up to stand. So we're in a wide leg stance now. Look down at your toes. You want your toes facing the long edge of the mat. You might be a little bit pigeon-toed because we want the outside edges of the feet parallel to each other for the wide leg forward fold. So go as wide as you're comfortable. Hands to hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the chest forward, and then lower down. Your hands can come down to the mat. You can walk them back in line with your feet. Fingertips facing in the same direction as your toes. And as you inhale, walk the hands up. You can leave your left hand down in the center of your chest and twist open with your right. If you want a little bit more, you're walking your left hand over to grab the top of your right foot and then lifting your right arm. And then your hips are going to want to shift to the right here. Try and pull your hips back to square off to the floor. Exhale to lower the right hand. And then either inhale to lift the left arm or take your right hand and grab the top of your left foot first for a little bit deeper, and then reach up with the left arm. Bring your gaze down, exhale, release your left hand down. Turn the heels in, leave the toes out. Bend your knees to press out over your feet, over your toes, in the same direction your toes are facing, and then walk your hands up to your thighs. So we don't want the knees caving in here. We want the knees pressing out, following in the same direction as the toes. So tracking out over the toes, goddess pose. You can stay right here. You can lift up and come down. If you want to add a little bit of break for your legs, this is still adding the squatting motion. If you want to stay in the squat and hold this, we'll add a little bit of core work. So for core work, you can either bring your arms out and do fingertip sweeps side to side. If this is a little bit too much, bring your hands behind your ears and you're exhaling elbow to thigh. This isn't much less, but it's a little bit less. So inhale through center, exhale either sweep or tap elbow to thigh. Inhale and exhale. We'll take one more each way. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale back through center, hands to your hips. Straighten up, turn to the top of the mat, turn both feet to face the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Keep your left foot where it is. Slide your right foot to the back of the mat. If you want your blanket, you can bring it back. Otherwise, you're lowering your right foot down. Keeping your right hand inside your left foot on the floor or on a block, just to kind of give you a little bit more space. And then as you inhale, we'll lift the left arm for a twist. And if you want here, you can bend the right knee, reach back with your left hand, grab the top of your right foot, and we'll add a twist or a quad stretch. Slowly lower the right foot without slingshotting. Tuck the right toes, plant your hands, come up off your right foot. You can go straight to down dog. You can inhale the left foot back to that hover. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So on an inhale, step your right foot to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee, exhale. Keep your left hand planted. Inhale the right arm up. Stay here for the twist, or exhale, bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand, and take a quad stretch on this side. Slowly release the left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale, come up off the left knee. Slide the right foot back. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, roll forward, lower to the knees, cross at the ankles, and we're going to come to seated. Turn to face one of the long edges of your mat. We're going to come into a seated wide leg forward fold. So I like to face the long edge of my mat for this so that my heels can both be on the mat instead of the floor. Toes point up. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, reach forward, and then lower the fingertips down. Again, you can stay long and lifted, or you can slide your hands forward, letting the back round. With each exhale, you're going to fold a little bit deeper. And when you're ready, we'll walk the hands up. And now we'll take a lateral bend to each side, so it's more hamstrings, but instead of a forward fold, we're gonna add a little bit of a side stretch here. So your left hand can slide along the inside of your left leg. Right arm can reach up and over. If you can reach the top of the side of the left foot, you can grab a hold of it. Otherwise, that arm is just hovering, and that's fine. You can press your left arm into your left thigh to open your chest towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, inhale, reach up. And exhale, same thing on the right. Right hand inside the right thigh, left arm reaches over, and then root down through the left sit bone. So the left sit bone wants to pop up, root down. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale all the way up. Bring the legs in. Slide the right knee towards you. Keep your left foot flexed the whole time. Let's see, how do I show you this? Okay, here we go. So clasp your fingers. Grab the top of your right shin. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, twist to the right. You can either hold the outside of your right thigh. You can hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Just keep lifting the chest, softening through the right shoulder. If you need a little bit more here, you're lengthening the left fingertips down towards the floor. And on your next inhale, we'll turn back through center. Exhale, slide the right leg out. Inhale, bring the left knee up towards you. And lift the chest. Exhale, turn to the left. I'm going to spin. You stay where you are. I'll get this camera thing figured out. Keep your right foot flexed here so your right toes are pulling back towards your right shin so that that leg stays nice and active. Soften through your shoulders, soften through your jaw. Exhale to release into the twist. Good. Turn back towards center. We've got one more fun little thing to do here, and then we'll make our way down to the mat. But we're going to rock back to your sit bones. You can leave your toes down if you want. Your hands are going to come to the top of your shins. And again, if you want to use that traction of pulling on your shins to lift the chest, feel free to do that. You can stay right here. This is a modified boat pose. Or you can rock back and play with your balance, maybe lifting your toes a little bit. If you want a little bit more, and again, this looks cool, but I promise it's not hard. Your right hand stays on your right shin. Your left peace fingers grab your left big toe, and then you can lengthen up. See? Balance challenge. Wobbling all over. You can keep a bend in your left knee also. You don't have to have that leg straight. And then bend into the left knee, release the toes, lower down. You can take a little break here. Maybe rock forward and lift the chest. Exhale, cat back. round through the upper back. Inhale, lift the chest, and then sink back into the hips, sink back into the sit bones to lift the toes. You can stay right here. You can keep that left hand around your left shin, grab your right big toe, lengthen up. And then bend the right knee, lower the right foot. You can stay right here. You can take that cat back stretch again. And then when you're ready, here's the big crowning movement here. You're gonna grab both big toes with your peace fingers, lift the chest. You can stay right here. You can lengthen, heels up towards the ceiling. And if you want, promise it's not bad, you can bring legs out wide. So as you bring the legs out, you're pulling your chest forward. Whoop. So it's like you can pull your chest forward through your thighs. If you want, you can try and let go of your feet here. I will not be doing that, but feel free to if you'd like. And then bend your knees in, bring the heels in, lower down, grab the backs of your thighs. I'm gonna roll all the way down. Hug one knee in at a time. Rock side to side, give a little massage to the spine. Inhale and exhale. Keep that left knee pulled in, lengthen the right leg out. Inhale. Exhale, shift the hips to the left and lower your left knee down towards the right. Arms in a T shape away from your body. Gaze over your left shoulder. If you want to make this a little bit more restorative, you're bringing that block or a stack of blankets under your left knee. Try to keep that left shoulder tamped down towards the floor, towards the mat. And then turn back towards center, shift your hips to the right, pull your right knee in, lengthen your left leg out long, nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, lower your right knee towards the left. You can shift your hips back right. Block can come under your right knee or you can just leave it hovering. Try and turn your chest towards the ceiling so that right shoulder stays down, and then gaze comes over your right arm. Inhale and exhale. And then roll back through center. Grab both thighs, both shins. Inhale, exhale, roll the ankles, circle one way and then the other. You can point and flex the feet. On your next inhale, you're going to pull your knees towards your nose, curl up as tight as you can. And then as you inhale, we'll lengthen out as long as you can. So fingertips away from toes, nice long line with your body. Lift and lower to get unstuck from the mat. And then as you exhale, bring your arms out to the sides. Widen your feet outside of hips distance. Let your feet fall open. And stay here in Shavasana. If you have that blanket, you can cover with the blanket. You can bring it under your head. You can bring it under the backs of your knees. Lots of different options. But we'll stay for a few minutes in Shavasana and maybe return to that square counted breathing. So with your eyes closed, as you inhale, count to 4. As you exhale, count to the same count of 4 and soften where you can. So the muscles of your face, your eyes, your cheeks, your lips. Keep breathing. And then with each exhale, releasing your tongue from the back of your teeth, softening your eyelids, relaxing your gaze behind your eyelids, softening through your shoulders, all the way down your arms to your fingertips. Soften through your chest, through your throat. Feel your breath lighten. Let it move all the way into your belly. Feel your belly rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale without forcing, without effort. Soften through your hips and your glutes, down your legs to your toes. Inhale to a count of 4. Hover the inhale without forcing. Exhale to a count of 4. And the same thing, hover that exhale. Inhale, hover, exhale, hover, and then just return to your normal breathing. Just noticing it, not changing it. You can pause and stay in Shavasana as long as you want. And when you're ready to bring small movements back in, you'll begin to deepen your breathing, wiggle fingers and toes, and then roll to your right side. When you roll to your right side, you can bend your right arm, use it like a pillow under your head. You'll pause there for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you'll use your left arm to push you up to seated. Nice and slow, take your time getting there. And we end where we started, right back in easy seated pose. Shoulders soft, spine as long. Your next inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and up overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, bring your thumbs down to your chest. See if you can feel your heart beating for you. Take a deep inhale through your nose and a long exhale through your mouth. And one more like that, deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Namaste.